I'm pleased to say that I'm back. It's been a little while since I filmed a video, but today we're going to be starting a new series. You see, I'm currently living at a house with a beautiful garden, and I plan on making the most of that beautiful garden. You see, this series is going to be doing garden bird photography. So there's nothing particularly special about this garden. I'll take you on a little tour in a minute. There's certain parts of it, but it's just a garden, and there's nothing particularly special about the equipment. In this series, I'm going to be consistently using the Canon 250D and the Sigma 150 to 600mm lens. So I'm going to be using this equipment, which I think for wildlife photographers would be considered a budget equipment, but trust me, we're going to get some good photos, and I love this equipment. I absolutely love it. And we're going to be doing it in this garden. So let me take you on a tour. We're going to leave the conservatory here, and we're outside. Okay, so the first part is this kind of decorative area. So we've got some paving, we've got some bird feeders. So I've just popped some food in that bird feeder, and then if we just follow this path, we have some more food in this bird feeder here. Now, these bird feeders have been sitting empty for a few weeks, and so the birds may have got out of the habit of using them. So just by putting some food in there, I'm hoping the birds will discover it pretty soon and start to hang around. See the conservatory I was in, and then behind me we have this large patch of grass. So this is quite an open space. It's probably not the most ideal for getting pictures of birds, but this garden has lots of bird life in it. There's some bird boxes, like there's one just up in this tree. I don't know if you can see it there. It's a nice little table. Apparently, if you sit at that table, it catches the last bits of daylight. Now, we're leaving this large patch of grass and coming into the second section of the garden, which again is a more decorative part of the garden. So we've got this paving, and this paving leads up to a gazebo, as you can see behind me. Now, if it's raining, but I still want to do photography, this will be brilliant. I can sit in here knowing my camera will be dry, but we might be able to get some pretty cool pictures of birds in the rain. We have a goldfish pond here. So you might be able to see there's a few goldfish floating around in there. So this might be a place where animals come to drink, although there is a net which might prevent them. Now we're still following, there's this little stone path, and this takes us to the edge of this kind of decorative part with the gazebo and the fish. There's a little shed here, which I have seen a blackbird sitting on top of. And then we come in to the back part of the garden. Now this part I think could be quite exciting for wildlife photography because it's very wild. So we have lots of trees, we have piles of dead shrubbery, I can hear birds singing, and we can see into the next garden as well. And it's similar, it's got this kind of just wildness to it. So you can see there's not much human activity going on back here, meaning it should be relatively undisturbed for the wildlife. I'm sure this is an area you could get deer, or you could get lots of birds. So I'll definitely spend some time in this more wild section of the garden. Now, I also have a trail camera, which I'm going to be putting out. So in this series, let me just give you a quick summary of what you could expect to see in this series. We're going to be doing some wildlife photography. That's going to be the animals that we don't attract into the garden, just taking pictures of animals that happen to come by and spend time in the garden. We're also going to be doing garden bird photography. That's going to be the main focus. So looking at the small birds that you can attract into the garden, whether that's at bird feeders or they're just garden friends. I actually have a robin sitting in this bush right behind me. And then I also want to do some trail cameras. So I have a trail camera, which I'm going to strap to some of the trees out in this more wild section. And I'll keep you posted on the wild animals that come out, especially at night, because the trail camera can take pictures at night. So in this series, it's going to continue for a while. I'm going to do a mixture of, there'll be some challenges, there'll be some informational videos. I want to do some bird feeder videos, for example, or a mirror pool video. I realize I'm doing quite a lot of talking. This is quite a summary for you people who are used to this channel and have probably been wondering what I've been doing. I need to get a picture of this robin because he's sitting right on the edge of the bush. Okay, so turning on my Canon 250D. Let me go and pop you down there. Okay, what am I in? I'm on manual mode. Let's see what we can get. Very dark. I'm going to have to up my ISO quite a lot. So it's quite dusky at the moment. We're coming toward the end of the day. Where is he? There he is. I'm going to have to change my focus settings. There we go. Now this robin's not shy at all, which is lovely. Oh, he flew off as I went to take the picture. He just shuffled. Let's see. How are they looking? Oh, wow. Beautiful. I want a little bit brighter. Now, I'm shooting at about 450 millimeters. And when you're shooting at 450 millimeters, your shutter speed should be at least 450. I'm slightly pushing that rule. I'm shooting at 250, but I'm taking lots of photos. See, the reason for that is because it's quite dark, I need to make the most of the light. And it means that some of those photos are not crystal clear. Hello, Robin. It's right in front of me. Wow. Gosh, I love gardens for this reason. Birds are so comfortable. And there's another robin behind me up on a fence. See if I can get a shot of him as well. Oh, there's a great tit. That's a different subject. Let's get the great tit. Now he's a bit further away. Oh, moving around a lot in the bushes. See, these little birds can be quite hard because as soon as you think you've got them, they jump off. And with a long zoom, when you're zoomed into 600 millimeters, as soon as they move, you need to kind of reassess and find where they moved to. I can still hear the great tit, but I'd quite like to get a picture of him. He's sitting, oh, there he is. He's sitting at the back of a holly bush. I just need to get a clear line of vision. I'm not sure any of them will have been in focus. You know what? I'll take that. I'll take that. So just then we had a great tit in this holly bush that's just above my head. Now, as I say, because it's quite dusky, and when they're in this kind of deep foliage, there's not much light. I still had my shutter speed down at 250, but as you could see, I had to like kind of squat into this weird position to take the photo, and I could feel my legs were shaking. The camera was not stable. And yet at 250, when 250, that's the shutter speed, 250, while zoomed at 600 millimeters, still managed to get a decent photo because I just burst them. I just went on burst mode. Right, let me walk down into the more structured side of the garden, since we've had plenty of success in this wild part. And I'll try and tell you a little bit about a challenge that I want to do. Not in this video, because this video is kind of the introduction to the series, but what my next video will be. So the challenge that I'm going to do in my next video is going to be getting the best photo of garden birds in 1 hour. That means I'm going to set a timer, which will be a 1 hour timer, and I've got to try my best to get a good photo. Now, that's completely down to luck. Just now, I managed to get a pretty decent photo, and I wasn't planning it. I had no idea that that robin was going to be there. But I can also see that on other times, I'll come out with the hopes of getting this kind of incredible photo, and the birds just might not show up. But that's where the challenge comes in. I think it would be quite fun. If you have ideas on challenges for this series, say you own a garden and you want to be like, oh, do you think this is possible? Give it a go. Or if you want any advice, then please pop your questions in the comments down below. I'd love to see them. I would love to be able to just discuss these things. Now, I don't own my own garden, okay? I'm going to be honest. I don't own a garden. I'm not at that stage of life yet. However, when I get to stay in people's houses and who have beautiful gardens like this, when I'm at home at my parents' and they have a garden, I'm able to see and experience quite a lot. And so I've been able to see gardens, obviously, but I'm not an expert is what I'm trying to say. I'm no expert in gardens. So if you have any advice, I'd also love you to pop that in the comments below. If you're like, oh, birds really respond to this type of food, or, oh, if you put this shelter, birds would love to come and bathe under it, for example, pop them in the comments below. Assume I don't know anything, because to be fair, I feel like I don't know much. What I do know is how to do the photography, and that's the other side of it. I'm going to be taking you with me on this journey, because I think where I'm comfortable with the camera and slightly less comfortable in this context, I'm going to be able to give you the tips and tricks that I would use to adapt to the garden context. You see, in gardens, we have such a brilliant opportunity to do wildlife photography. There's so much of the country is covered by gardens. So much of the country is covered in gardens, and wildlife loves to be in these gardens. So if we can learn how to take pictures in these cramped little spaces, sometimes we have to make them work for kind of being a human and being, you know, wild, and it can be hard if you have children or pets. And so I'm going to be trying to teach us how to adapt around that when it comes to the photography side. And sometimes that is simply coming out and sitting and waiting for something to happen. Guys, I know this has been a long video, and I realize it's also just been one take. I'm not going to cut this. It's just been one take of video. But I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you feel informed about what's going on, because I realize there's been it might have been even 2 months where I haven't particularly posted anything. If you haven't, go check out my Instagram, go follow me there, because I do post on there quite regularly. I recently went to Scotland and have some photos that I'm going to pop on the Instagram from Scotland. So that's well worth a follow, and subscribe if you want to follow along in this garden bird photography series. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.